Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. Montana Premium Processing in Havre is receiving funding from the USDA to expand its processing capacity by more than 200%. Montana Premium Processing Co-op is a service-based slaughter and processing facility for Montana raised beef. The co-op is made up of a 7-person board who are all independent producers. It's also in the process of collaborating with Montana State University Northern to develop a meat science curriculum, providing a training site for students enrolled in the program. Currently, Montana has about a 2-year wait for harvest lots due to lack of total in-state capacity. The funding through the Ag Department's Local Meat Capacity Program is funding 26 projects through the United States, with $20 million to improve equipment and technology to expand processing capacity and create more jobs. Nominations are open for the Montana Leopold Conservation Award. The Sand County Foundation and the American Farmland Trust award producers $10,000 who excel in soil health, water quality, and overall conservation efforts on their lands. Last year's recipient was the Wickens Salt Creek Ranch in Hilger. Today, RCAF USA is hosting a virtual meeting in regards to their recent lawsuit with the USDA against the EID ear tag mandate. At 3 p.m., the association will host the virtual meeting via Facebook Live. Those that you can hear from includes RCAF USA CEO Bill Bullard, New Civil Liberties Alliance Litigation Counsel Carol Rowlands, Farm and Ranch Freedom Alliance Executive Director Judith McGeary, South Dakota Stock Growers Association President Chuck Willard, and RCAF USA Animal ID Committee Chair Kenny Fox. The South Dakota Beef Industry Council is working to get more beef into student-athlete diets. Build Your Base with Beef is a sports nutrition program that highlights beef as its main protein. The program is written for high school and college-age athletes, offering everything from posters that offer protein and diet information to jerky and beef stick products through Beef Logic. Susie Geppert, Executive Director of Beef Logic and leader of Build Your Base, told me how the program has brought beef and educational resources to schools and athletes across South Dakota.
With Beef Logic, it's really neat because we have ranchers that invest and they know where their dollar is going and they're excited to be a part of it, all the way to healthcare organizations that have become absolute huge partners on this. It's just been a really cool community-driven program that really had its roots, right down home with the ranchers. They were sitting at the table when we wrote it.
We'll be back with your markets after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Cash cattle trade this week has been steady to a few dollars lower, with choice fed steers at mostly $189 and dressed cattle at $296. Box beef prices are lower, with choice cuts about $1.84 lower at $318. Although fundamentals didn't line out all that well for the futures market, demand continues to be strong and the complex did have some gains. Well, it's a busy time for our regional livestock auctions as everyone's getting their calves shipped off for the year. At the Dillon Livestock Auction, 5 to 600 pound heifers sold at about $250 per hundredweight and 6 to 700 pounders at $234. 5 to 600 pound steers averaged $285, 7 to 800 pounds at $227. At BLS, the 400 pound weight class of steer calves sold 4 to 12 bucks higher at $359 to $387, and quite a few light 500 pound calves sold as well at $313. The wheat complex ended last week on a negative note after being pressured all week by rainfall in many of the winter wheat areas, but that's going to turn into a good thing as it's hit a lot of the drought-ridden areas. Support does linger due to some estimates that lowered Russian production and exports. Analysts say that U.S. wheat exports have been decent, currently 79 million bushels higher than the previous year. That's it for Northern Ag TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Grace McDonald.